All right, we got a 1v1 dual battle cast, whatever I want to call these things here. We can see we've got the might of the Lizardmen here today. Little skinks on top of that Bastillodon. Let's take a look at this army, huh? And as a request for some of our viewers, we'll be showing the actual build out of the army in the lower left corner. It'll be appearing for a little bit as I go over the army. That way we can get a sense for the chevrons and everything of the sort. But we have a center line here of 2 units of Saurus warriors, with shields, of course, because we're against High Elves, and a unit of Temple Guard. We then have a Bastillodon with a Solar Engine, and a Bastillodon with Revivification Crystal, as well as a Skink Priest of Beasts, and 1 Skink Chief. Then on the left here, we have got Cold One Spear Riders, we then have KROQSTER, and 2 units of Chameleon Skinks. My opponent, on the other hand, you can see my Chameleon Skinks, already starting to chip away at these Dragon Princes. Not a great target for them, but the battle had just started, so they kind of went to poison them a little bit, but whatever. Some Dragon Princes here, and then 2 more units of Dragon Princes here. Now, Dragon Princes, because they've got their martial mastery ability, it does make it so that they are, with the martial prowess kicking in, it makes it so their martial prowess is even better until they drop below 50% health. So that's important to note. And they might not have an actual, you can't see it on here, an actual AP or anything type characteristic on the profile, but they do have pretty significant AP in and of themselves. But they have a nice strong front line of White Lions of Trace, a nice back line of light armored archers. You can tell the light armor is on them. Then some Phoenix Guard in the background, and then the mighty Teclis on his mount. Let's go ahead and press play and just kind of see how this plays out, huh, guys? Trying to bring up these Spear Riders and KROQSTER in support of the Chameleon Skinks. They don't have to worry so much about range fire, which is nice, especially against High Elves, which are going to bring a lot of range fire to the table. Got this Solar Engine, going to start taking some pot shots back at these Phoenix Guard. White Lion's starting to kind of move staggered, and my army kind of matching the 4. Oh. KROQSTER, though, does not want to stand in the hail of archer gunfire, archery. Little Skinks getting in line. Skinks are great. Nice little flanking units there. The nice thing, though, about fighting against High Elves, or using High Elves, they have these long lines of units. So if you have any breath attack weapons, they're really strong. Or if you have... wait for it. Wait for it. Oh! Doesn't get off in time, but oof, you can see these guys just already getting pummeled really hard with Solar Engines. I used Flock of Doom a little late. I thought my actual beast guy was a little bit closer. Oh! Phoenix Guard just getting decimated by some Solar Engine action here. But we do have KROQSTER and the Spear Riders on these Dragon Princes, eating them up all fancy like fancy feasts of Dragon Princes. Oh. Gotta worry about these Dragon Princes. We put these Skinks on them just to kind of neutralize this charge. We don't want to deal with that charge off the bat. But we're getting our Bastillodon with a Revivification Crystal into the 4 immediately. What is that? That's Flaming Sword of Ruin that kicked off. The missile damage and weapon damage is going to be kind of negligible here. Not really too worried about that. But we are in their back line. They're compromised. They have to start fleeing back now. We can use Chameleon Skinks, we can use Spear Riders to put pressure on them. But the Phoenix Guard are in real bad strait. Nothing like getting beat down with a combined attack from Skink Cohort and Solar Engines, but I'll take it. Oh, man. As you can see, Fire Convocation ripped through my units here. Did quite a bit of damage. And a wily net catches the Solar Engine here. The Dragon Princes kind of route off those Skink Cohorts. We have our Chameleon Skinks and Skinks in general pressuring these units of archers. Dragon Prince is going right for KROQSTER, who gives no fucks. Dude, just stomping and a romping. Flock of Doom in the background here as well. Using this Skink Chief to just kind of shoot into Teclis here. Teclis is in pretty bad shape. But this unit of Saurus with shields is really holding the line here. Oh. Keeping this Solar Engine on those Dragon Princes, trying to knock them down a little bit while we deal with this other unit of Dragon Princes over here. It's going in deep with the Bastiladons. There's really not much those things can do against them. They don't have anti-large, so they're quite armored as it is. So they're not going to really be able to put up much of a fight. We've got Teclis routing off. We've got KROQSTER routed off this unit of Dragon Princes. Everything's looking pretty good for us, but maybe we can get a little last-minute snipe in here from KROQSTER onto Teclis. Oh, no, unfortunately. And I knew that would happen. Let's take a look at that post-battle report here real quick. Alrighty. So we can see that the Chameleon Skinks didn't rack up a lot of kills, but they really did their job, right? Their job was mainly to disrupt that back line, which they did a lot of, which was really great. And you can see across his whole army, the things that did the most damage were the Dragon Princes. The rest of everything did pretty mediocre damage. But 57, 40, and 48 kills across Saurus, all the Saurus units, which is pretty great. Spear Rider's getting 36 kills on this unit of Dragon Princes primarily. Then KROQSTER whomping and stomping through Dragon Princes, Archers, all the like. Anything that he came around, as is the norm. The Skink Chief just kind of plucking things away there, so not a ton of damage. But you did have 30 kills on one of these Skink cohorts, as it did get into the back line of some of the Archers and into some of the Phoenix Guard. Because the Phoenix Guard did get an 85 kills. Those did quite a bit as well as far their infantry standpoint, which is to be expected. But this was a really great game. I really enjoyed playing. I'm really liking playing Lizardmen more and more, and as I talk, I'll get this next one started here. Okay, so here we've got 2 units of Archers. Then staggered within, we've got Trace, Hoeth, Trace, Hoeth, Trace. A unit of, that's not White Lions, Flamespire Phoenix. We've got the Lore Master. We've got 2 units of Spearmen. Then we have the Prince as well. Do not have any Illyrian Reavers here. Their army is pretty crazy here. So they've got 2 units of Dark Riders with shields. Then they've got Cold One Knights, which are just great models. I love the way these models look. True to form, as always. Then they've got some Harpies, which you don't see too many of when you're playing against Dark Elves, unless you are playing against someone named Professor Pone. You know who you are, Professor Pone. Then they do have some units of Cultists, some Witch Elves. And they've got some typical Black Ark Corsairs, but they also have some Black Ark Corsairs with handbows, some Dark Shards, then some Shades with dual weapons, which this is probably the first time I've seen them in any kind of match at all. Then the Hargoneth Executioners as well, a Hydra, and then a Cold One Chariot. And he just has a Dreadlord with a Sword and Shield. No Malekith here. No casting, no magic whatsoever from his side of the board. And as we can see here, he's kind of already getting around the back end here, moving these Spearmen to kind of try and help counter that charge coming my way. Can we make it in time? Hard to say. Probably not. Joint charge here. Cold One Knights kind of coming through. Blitzing right into this. Oh, look at that. I didn't really leap like that. Oh, right through the background. Right into the background there. You got these Dark Riders coming right here in the back of my Spearmen. They're not going to do a ton of damage because those Spearmen are going to be really put their name to the test. But they are in the back, which is going to be pretty rough to deal with here. Go ahead and play that normal. Front line already kind of getting a bit dicey here, but we're bringing over the other unit of Spearmen. One unit of White Lions already starting to buckle. Heading on over for that, those Black Ark Corsairs. Doing some bombing action. Not the most effective because they are armored. I thought those were Dark Shards at the time. Harpies jumping into the fray as well, trying to knock out those Spearmen. Prince needs to start committing. Apparently I did not commit him fast enough, that's for sure. there's a lot of random targets, a lot of dangerous targets for everything here right now. But we're getting those white lions, chase down those shades with dual weapons. Get a good Earthblood in from the Lore Master. Land right on here onto that Dreadlord. A lot of damage. See, at this point, my micro had kind of flopped, and I wasn't paying much attention to that Flamespire Phoenix. And it was not getting as much use. And that Flamespire Phoenix should have been bombing onto these Dark Shards. It would have been much more beneficial to me, I think. But archers do trade very well with Dark Shards, so we did have a much bigger target with the War Hydra. The War Hydra is a bit of a beast. And Hoeth on Executioners. Hoeth usually trade better, almost always. So you can actually see they're winning out just a little bit, but when the War Hydra kind of comes in, death to the morale there, huh? But the big thick of it's going on over here. You got these Swordmasters of Hoeth getting rampaged by those Witch Elves, who are almost dead anyway. They almost got killed on the charge in. We got the Cold Wind Chariots marching off the battlefield. My Prince has been rampaged as well, but he definitely has a large contingency of archery online, and that is really bad news for my Prince because they can just focus fire them down. Still dealing with the Dark Riders here. Cold Wind Knights on board. Got some Black Ark Corsairs, but we still have quite a bit over here. There were some confusing targets to choose, so that was kind of a bummer. You can see he's already getting focus fired by a ton of archery from both the Dark Shards and the Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. But their Dreadlord is kind of smack dab in the middle of a ton of units that are really going to chew them up. Both anti-large and AP units, so that's no good. Got the War Hydra in the background here, harassing this unit of archers. Got this unit of White Lions trying to chase things out, but it's caught between three archer units of fire here, so it's not going to be well for them. Go well for them. Getting that Dreadlord down. Finally get it down. Maybe soon. Who knows? As I try to like make it thematic, his death. There it is. There it is. My dragon, my Prince really kind of barely holding on. Try to get that from a side angle, did not go so well. The Bane shield just kicking in. Ooh, how's that gonna work out for him? Archers firing into these Black Ark Corsairs, see how we can get it going online here. But we do have the Spearmen onto the War Hydra, which is just ripping things up. We still have quite a bit of units here, though. We have a good unit of Swordmasters of Hoeth. We have the Spearmen. We still have the Lore Master of Hoeth himself, too. But hopefully now with the Archers, Spearmen, and Lore Master over on this War Hydra, we can get some damage done. Prince coming back online. Some fleeing going on here. Can they catch anything? Try and knock those Spearmen out. Oh. Just scurried away from us. War Hydra still harassing here. The back line is in trouble. But get a little Earthblood off. That'll heal the Prince. That'll heal our Spearmen as well as the Lore Master himself. And we have the Archers kind of small little firing line, doing what they can to try and knock down this beastie. It's morale dropping finally. Get maybe a rear charge in for the dragon, and there we go. We take a look here. The Spearmen are just getting plucked apart by these Dark Shards. But hopefully now we can finally catch them. Got him in a charge. Got these Black Ark Corsairs being torn up by the Swordmasters as well. Some final Harpies doing some damage as well from coming in out of nowhere. White Lions of Traisto are not going to do well against Shades with dual weapons. The Shades with dual weapons are anti-infantry, while the White Lions are simply AP. As you can see, they're just getting butchered pretty hard there. Oh man, like to a man. Like look at that, just surrounded and beat down. The Harpies are actually exchanging better on the Prince right now because his morale is just so beat. Attacked in the rear, 14. Damage sustained, minus 74. We finally kind of see if we win that air supremacy fight. We're routing them off the table as well. They are broken. Still one unit though of shades with dual weapons. And that's for my folly right there. I actually made the Prince move rather than let him complete his breath attack. I was trying to get him to complete his breath attack to hopefully knock down a chunk of their health to end the fight. But you can see that that worked out not so well for me. Coming down to a kind of a bitter last stand here. Got some waning units fleeing off to the fringes. Some Harpies that go back and forth to losing. Oh, another Earthblood kicking in. The Swordmaster though, or the Lore Master and the Swordmasters, they're done with this. They've had enough. The ripping and the tearing, the ripping and the tearing. Oh, the Harpies coming in. We've got our units kind of coming back around as well. Two units that are anti-infantry kind of duking it out here. You can see the Swordmasters are really exhausted. They're wavering. Shades dual weapons are really winning. As soon as these units come in, it's going to be murder, she wrote. And there it is. So we can take a look here. 87 kills on that Hydra was pretty monstrous. 116 with those shades from dual weapons. So they were really effective at kind of getting the job done. You can use them pretty effectively in a competitive landscape against High Elves because they have that stock mechanic. So you can get them behind the enemy lines, the High Elves. They can be shooting as they charge into their archer backline or whatever you want to get them into. As you can see that they tore up White Lines of Trace real quick. And most actual infantry units are going to be able to not probably stand toe-to-toe with them that well unless they're a lot more armored, I'd say. But you can take a look at the Harganeth Executioner's got an 82 kills as well. And overall, this was a really fun build. It was definitely different. It had a lot of answers to a lot of things, and I really liked it. But on my end, we've got 115 kills from the Prince, 125 from those Swordmasters. Unfortunately, the Phoenix was kind of not microed very well, and these archers were used primarily to focus down the War Hydra. So while not a lot of kills, they did get a good exchange of points, I'd say. And 30 and 43 kills from Spearmen is pretty up there. This unit of White Lions was charged at the very beginning. This unit was focused down. That was one of those pulled apart by all the separate units of firepower. So definitely a very interesting fight. A lot of fun. Pyrrhic victory indeed. I'm still a huge fan of the Lore Master of Hoeth. I still think he's just a little bit of a Swiss Army knife for the High Elves that they really need, because he brings a lot more than just being a simple caster. But hopefully you guys enjoyed these fights here today. We've got a lot of stuff coming this week. Another Tomb Kings video. Hopefully we'll do another video on the catastrophe, or the Great Catastrophe, you know, the thing that creates the Great Vortex. Some more quick battles. Maybe another video on Valaya, the ancient, or the ancestor god of the dwarfs. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching here today. Have a good one, and do let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see, anything like that. YouTube's been doing a little bit of some craziness with their demonetization, so it's called what they call the adpocalypse. So a lot of you guys have actually asked me directly in some messages, how can I donate to you if I don't catch your streams? Well, you can sign up to become a YouTube sponsor now, just like you can for Twitch. This does give you special emojis that you can use, and you get a special name tag and such when I do streams, so you get access to some exclusive stuff. Also, there's a link to my Patreon on the very front of my channel. If you guys do want to jump on that, you can do some donations. This obviously, guys, you don't have to do this. This is not obligatory. Do not feel compelled at all. Every little bit definitely helps. This is just to answer a lot of you guys that have been asking. Everything that you guys have done so far has been amazing. I'm almost at 8,000 subscribers, and I really owe it to each and every one of you that do watch me get better and better and worse at the same time at quick battles, that also enjoy my lore videos a lot and my streams here and there. But I do appreciate you guys for everything you've been doing for me so far. It's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to bringing out more games to the channel, as well as more Total War Warhammer 2. But thanks for watching here today, guys. Have a good one, and take care.